Hello, my name is Tim Cox. I'm the Lord Lieutenant of Warwickshire. The Lord Lieutenant is the Queen's representative within the county. As you can imagine, that is a very varied role. Not only does it help arrange royal visits for any members of the royal family that come into the county, but it has a far wider brief. We're here very keen to promote 3 national honours within the county. One of those is the Queen's Award for Enterprise, which is for the business community. One is for Queen's Award for National Honours, which is such as British Empire Medal for work in the community. And finally, and the one I'd like to make special reference to today, is the Queen's Award for Voluntary Services, QAVS. It was set up in 2002 and therefore celebrates 20 years next year. And we're very keen to find these wonderful charities doing such excellent work in the county to put them forward for this national honour. It is the highest achievement that any charity can obtain, and therefore I would like your support in finding these wonderful groups within the county, please. There will be a short video following shortly, which hopefully will help and give you a better understanding of this award. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Monica Fogarty and I'm the Chief Executive of Warwickshire County Council. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Lord Lieutenant Tim Cox for his introduction and also for all the work he does across the county as the Queen's personal representative for this county. And of course, the County Council totally supports the great work of the Lieutenancy, including the promotion of the Queen's Award for Enterprise and the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. So today we're talking about the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service and the many volunteers across Warwickshire who have and continue to make an essential contribution to residents' everyday lives. This has been particularly important and particularly apparent in how volunteers have risen brilliantly to the challenges and the unprecedented circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic. Over this past year alone, we've seen so many examples of the fantastic efforts that volunteer groups and individuals have made to support vulnerable people, from delivering food and prescriptions, to offering essential transport, to befriending those shielding or in isolation. And the pandemic has shown us the true capability, compassion and strength of our voluntary and community sector. And it is no exaggeration to say that the support provided by these individuals and groups has been both life-saving and life-changing to the people within our local communities. The long tradition of volunteering here in Warwickshire reaches beyond the pandemic alone and into all parts of our society. There are volunteers who protect, preserve and promote our environment, volunteers who provide and support the elderly and the young, and volunteers who offer emotional and physical support to those who are in difficulty. And these are just a few examples. We would like to thank personally Warwickshire's volunteers for their time and dedication in supporting this wonderful county. And we believe that it's important that their efforts and contributions are recognised. And one great way to support this recognition is to nominate a group or an individual for the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. The presentation that will follow will provide you with more information about who is eligible for this award and how to nominate an individual or a group. There are so many volunteers who have made a positive difference to life in this county, and we need to give them a very big thank you. And where they are exceptional, we need to recognise them for their sterling efforts on behalf of others. The County Council fully supports and indeed celebrates volunteering in its many shapes and forms. And I do so hope that if you know of a group or an individual that is carrying out exceptional voluntary work, you will please nominate them as a potential candidate for a Queen's Award for Voluntary Service.
Well, a big thank you to Tim and to Monica for their introductions. My name is Eric Wood, and I'm a Deputy Lieutenant of the county, and I chair, on behalf of the Lord Lieutenant, the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service panel. The purpose of this short film is to try and encourage nominations for the award of the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service from the many, many charitable, voluntary, faith and community groups whose volunteers are doing sterling work on behalf of their communities. Queen's Award for Voluntary Service is awarded to exceptional groups of volunteers whose level of impact and initiative are truly exceptional. They need to be making a considerable difference within their locality or their county. They need to be well run and well governed, but above all, they must be volunteer led, volunteer managed, and exemplify the highest standards of volunteering. We've had many successes in Warwickshire over the years across every part of this wonderfully diverse county. Cohort 4 in Atherstone, the Friendship Project for Children based in Leamington, Brandon Marsh Conservation Volunteers, the Harbury Village Library, Escape Arts in Stratford, Nuneaton Bedworth Neighbourhood Watch, the Town Band at Coleshill, Safeline based in Warwick, and the Friends of St Cross Hospital in Rugby. These are some of previous Queen's Award winners, and we'd now like to encourage more groups and more community charitable voluntary groups to consider whether or not they are eligible to be nominated for a Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. I'd like to go through some very short slides that deal with the process for applying for a Queen's Award, who is eligible, how do you nominate a group, what happens after the nomination, and what are the benefits of actually being granted a Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. The award was first created in 2002 at the time of Her Majesty's Golden Jubilee. Next year, 2022, it celebrates its 20th anniversary. And of course, it's the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. So it's a special year, and a year in which I know we all wish to celebrate the work of volunteers who are often the unsung heroes in our communities. What are the key eligibility requirements? The group must consist of at least 3 members, and it must have been operating for at least 3 years. It has to be based in the United Kingdom, and it needs to be providing benefits to a local area. It shouldn't be a national charity, but it can be the volunteers of a national charity operating as a local branch. I stress again, it has to be the volunteers of that particular group. A group can't solely fundraise or give out grants. There needs to be evidence of volunteers doing, if you like, a hands-on job, delivering benefits directly to their local community. Animal charities are not eligible unless they benefit people. For example, therapy dogs are a good example, hearing dogs, and so on. But above all, volunteers must be seen to be leading, initiating, and managing the work of the group. How are groups nominated? Groups are usually nominated by a member of the public who knows their work well. How are they nominated? This has to be done online, and a link will follow at the end of this short series of slides. Filling in the nomination form is very simple and not arduous. There are roughly 3 pages to fill in, giving factual details about the group, most of which are outlined in this particular slide. What is the process? As I've said, nominations are made by a member of the public, and they have to be made online. The online nominations are considered by the Cabinet Office nationally, and if they determine the group is eligible, the nominations are sent back to the county lieutenancy for a local assessment to be carried out. If you're a nominated group and you're eligible, 2 assessors will come along and meet with you, discuss with you and the volunteers the work of the group, and complete a local assessment. This is then sent back to the Cabinet Office, and a process of national deliberation takes place through various committees at national level. When exceptional groups are deemed worthy, their names are submitted to Her Majesty the Queen for her approval. Should she assent, then announcements are made, usually on the 2nd of June in the London Gazette, about the groups which are successful. What are the benefits for the awarded groups? First of all, it's a tremendous honour. It's equivalent to a collective MBE for the volunteers in that group. The Lord Lieutenant will arrange to meet the volunteers and friends of the group, and he will present, in full uniform, I might add, present a crystal and a certificate to the group. Thereafter, the group can use the Queen's Award logo in any publicity or correspondence material, and they retain the right to use that logo for life. In addition to that, 2 volunteers chosen by the group will be selected to attend a royal garden party, usually the following year. So the final slide is a very quick reminder of what we're all looking for. The group must be volunteer-led. It must be seen to be exceptional. It must be well run. It must have an outstanding reputation. Nominations need to be made by a member of the public or a civic dignitary, someone who knows the work of the group well, but is not a trustee or a member of that particular group. The final slide gives further details of how you can find out more information. Do write to me, care of the local lieutenancy office, and the number and the email and the address is shown on the next slide. If you want further information, please look at the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service website, and the link is on this screen. Please read the guidance. If you know of a group worthy of being nominated, please take some time, make an effort, and nominate them. Our job, your job, is to try and find those individuals, men and women and young people, who are working for their fellow citizens selflessly, without seeking reward, without seeking praise, but who, for all our sakes, need to be celebrated, need to be thanked, and need to be applauded. With your help, we can find those groups and charitable organisations who are indeed exceptional. Thank you.